Alright, House Stark is officially back, and not in a cameo. Not in a blink and you miss it scene. Season 3 of House of the Dragon is about to put the North front and center, and this changes the long-term future of the entire Game of Thrones universe. Let's break down what's really happening. Why were the Starks barely in earlier seasons? In seasons 1 and 2, the story was hyper-focused on the Targaryen civil war, mostly happening between King's Landing and Dragonstone. That's why we only got brief moments from Cregan Stark, because at the time, the North had bigger priorities. The Wall, the Night's Watch, free folk raiders. And remember, the North is massive compared to the Southern Kingdoms. You can't just pull your entire army south without risking chaos at home. But now, the Dance of the Dragons has escalated. The war has spread beyond the Targaryens, and that means the North must answer. Winter is coming, even during a civil war. Who are the Winter Wolves? In the Season 3 trailer, you saw the Stark army, the Winter Wolves. These aren't just background soldiers. They're veteran Northern warriors sent south under Stark banners, led by Cregan Stark, and one key figure, Roderick Dustin, Roddy the Ruin. Cregan technically commands the North's forces, but historically in the book timeline, he doesn't fully intervene in King's Landing until the very end of the war, during something called the Hour of the Wolf. And trust me, that's Season 4 material. What is the Hour of the Wolf? After the Targaryens finish tearing each other apart, Cregan Stark marches south. He doesn't come for battle, he comes for justice. And when Stark justice arrives in King's Landing, people tremble. If HBO follows the book pacing, Season the 3rd may end around the first Battle of Tumbleton, possibly combining both Tumbleton battles for adaptation. Then Season 4 becomes the endgame, the battle above the God's Eye, Aegon's revenge, the Hour of the Wolf. And that's where Stark power peaks, the bigger Stark future, Dunk and Ed connection. Now here's where things get really interesting, because the Stark storyline doesn't end with House of the Dragon. It evolves into a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, specifically the She-Wolves of Winterfell. This upcoming adaptation focuses on Cregan Stark's descendants, particularly a Stark succession crisis in Winterfell. Think Dance of the Dragons. But Northern Edition, multiple Stark heirs, political maneuvering, Winterfell power struggle. And the wild part? George R.R. Martin has written the story, just not published it yet. That means HBO has canon material to work with. The long-term timeline. Here's the expected roadmap. House of the Dragon Season 4, 2028, final season. Knight of the Seven Kingdoms Season 3, right arrow around 2028. She-Wolves adaptation likely right o 2029. Potential Aegon's Conquest series right 2029-2030. If that happens, we'll see Torrhen Stark, the king in the north, kneel before Aegon the Conqueror. Full circle Stark history, the Paramount and Warner Bros. Buyout. Should you worry? Short answer? No. Yes, Paramount is buying Warner Bros. Discovery for over $100 billion. But production pipelines won't change overnight. Regulatory approvals alone take 2-4 years. By the time major changes happen, House of the Dragon's final season will already be in motion, and HBO already planned Aegon's Conquest as their next tentpole series. So creatively, the direction remains largely untouched. Financially, expect bigger franchise pushes, meaning more Thrones content, not less. Why this matters? For years after Game of Thrones ended, HBO leaned away from Stark dominance. The original series was heavily Stark-centric. House of the Dragon pivoted toward Targaryens. But Season 3 shifts that balance. The North returns. Stark justice returns. And long-term, Winterfell becomes central again. Final question. Do you think House of the Dragon Season 3 will finally give us peak Stark dominance? Or are they saving the true Stark takeover for the She-Wolves of Winterfell? Comment below. The North remembers, and soon. So will everyone else.